All right, guys, here's another one. So after almost 2 years of fighting to get my family back together, again, my wife has made it clear by her actions and words that she doesn't want to be with me. Okay. 2 years of fighting to get back together is quite a bit. The question I have for you is, how do I accept that and move on when I've never felt for anyone like her and I can't get it out of my head? Okay, so that's just a limiting belief that you have. That's not true. You're only saying that because that's the way it's been so far. Now, because you found a woman like her and you felt like her, it means that you can and you will find that again. And most likely it'll go much better because of all the lessons you're learning right now. So don't think that just because it's been like that, that she's somehow special. You know, we can all have many people in our lives that make us feel amazing. And it's always a little bit different. And so you can't take that, she makes me feel a certain way, and put it on one person and make them put it on a pedestal and make them feel and make it seem like they're this super special person a certain way. Yeah, they're a special person in their own right, and they're unique and valuable in the eyes of existence. But for her to make you feel that way and say, oh, nobody else is going to make me feel that way, which is the other side of what you're saying, is totally false. You got to say, okay, well, this one was awesome, but the next one's going to be even better. I can't wait to meet the next one. The next one's going to be so much better than this one, because not only do I know what I'm doing now, not only do I know where I fucked up, but I know I'm not going to do that again. So next time it's going to be so much better. I did it once. I can absolutely do it again. And guys have this limiting belief in their mind that, oh, I found this one woman, I'm afraid to give her up because I won't find another woman. And that's bullshit. You got to think to yourself, no, I found it once. I can absolutely find it again, because if I couldn't do it, I would have never done it in the past. So just remember that. That'll help you. I know she's not the same woman I fell in love with, and she's changed so much, and I just am having a hard time wrapping my head around the woman that she's become. Okay, let me read I have an inkling of what happened here, but let me read on to see. What's done is done, so I must move on for my kids and my future. I just don't get how to get through the thoughts and everything running around in my head. Any advice would be helpful. And no, I do have my balls in hand and got my big boy pants on, as always, and just trying to figure out the shit out of my head. Okay, so you don't say it, but I think that she probably ran around on you. She's probably cheating on you, because if you're going after somebody for 2 years and then it's not working out, which tells me that you were trying really hard. She's saying she wasn't happy. She's trying to be a different kind of guy, and she's changed so much. So that tells me usually when a woman changes a whole lot, and she's like, oh God, she's not like who I was. Usually that's because she's been cheating, and you found out about it, because then she flips it around and turns a 180 on you, and now you can't even recognize the person she was. Like before, she'd be loyal, she'd be on your side, but now she's like your fucking enemy, and she doesn't care about you, and you wonder, how the hell could this person that was so nice and sweet just turn on a dime and act like a piece of shit? And it's because when somebody cheats, it's like a physical addiction, and it's that dopamine hit that they're getting. It's like a physical addiction. It's almost impossible for them to end it. And you probably will notice that when they are cheating on you, they are acting like an addict. Like they can't stop texting the person. They can't stop seeing that other person. And it's not like you, where you have some rational thoughts going on. You're like, oh, I don't understand what she just says. Okay, well, I just won't talk. Like for them, it's literally like an addiction. And so you're like, I can't wrap my head around why she's the kind of person she's become. Yeah, that's what happens. A lot of times, if you get married early and she's cheating on you, and then, it breaks up, and then you'll see her running around and being with a lot of guys. You're like, who the hell is this person? That happens more often than not. And just realize that, you made a mistake, and that's fine. You had bad judgment for whatever reason, but now think about how much growth you're going to have. And again, you will find another woman, but you'll find a better one, a much better one who wouldn't do that to you, one who values loyalty. And so you're asked, but that's not what you're asking me. You're asking me any advice would be helpful. So I'd say, yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, the only thing that you're really mourning here is the loss of identity, because you had your identity wrapped up in your future wrapped up with this woman. So you're losing that identity, and it's like, when you have a loved one die, you lose your identity, because that person is associated with you. It's part of who you are in your ego. And so that's what's going on here. And just realize you just have to mourn the loss. And that's fine. Just allow the emotions. And that's where we get into this here. Like there's a whole book here where David Hawkins talks about, and it's 350 pages, but I'm going to explain it pretty quick, and it's called Letting Go. And I like to keep these books handy right here underneath the Fallout lunchbox. Man, I should be a weatherman. This is see myself in the video. I got a plant. I got a Mega Man head. Right. Look at that precise pointing. And so realize that in order to, so I'm going to go over what Hawkins talks about in there. Okay. And there's a member in the group here, and I'll put a link to him here, and he's an expert at doing this kind of thing. You know, he's I think a certified Sedona method guy. And so if you want help with this, I would recommend going and talk to him. He's a little bit better at it than I am. But he's good at helping you with just the emotional state. So what I would say here is you got to allow the pain. You got to allow the pain. You're trying to fight the thoughts, and fighting the thoughts isn't going to make it any better. If you're trying to fight the thoughts with more logic, all you're doing is adding more thoughts on top of the thoughts. You're complicating the whole fucking ego structure. You can't do it. So what you do is if you're not into meditation, and you guys all know that I highly recommend meditating, and if you're not meditating, then you need to start today. You need to sit down and close your eyes and give yourself 20 minutes and just allow the thoughts to happen. Just allow them. You know, don't try to have the Sports Center play-by-play commentary on every fucking thought. And that's what you're doing. It's like Sports Center in your head that it's on loop. Like in the morning, Sports Center comes on 5 times in a row, and that's what you're doing. You're watching all 5 of the episodes. It's fun the first couple of times to see the guy throw the ball infield and do that front flip. But I mean, after you've seen it 5 times, you're like, okay, enough is enough. Let's see something new. And you're getting wrapped up in this. You can't stop it. It's like watching C-SPAN all day, right? And so, or CNN headline news. That's another one that never stops coming on. And so you got to sit with the emotions and just let it run. Let it run its course. Don't sit there and try to add more thoughts to the emotions. Just when you feel the emotion, just where is it at in your body when you're meditating? Just sit there. Where is it at in my body? Okay, I'm going to let it be there. And I'm going to say, the more I feel this, the freer I am. You're going to say that to yourself. And don't try to add any whys to it. It doesn't matter why. Who cares why it's there? It's there and you don't want it, right? You don't want the thoughts, you don't want the emotions, but they're intimately tied. So you got to get rid of the emotions and the thoughts will stop happening. You know, usually you have a thought and then it starts to emotion, and then the emotion drives another thought, and then that thought, and it goes back and forth. But if you stop the emotion, if you process the emotion, the thoughts will stop happening. So that's how you do it, man. Do your best. I know it's not easy. I've been into that situation myself, and it's hard to get it to stop. But this is how you do it, and it's deceptively simple. But this, again, that's how you do it. Don't take this kind of methodology for granted because it's incredibly powerful. And I'll link below also somebody you can talk to that'll help you out. So any other guys watching this, you can too. And that's all I got for you, man. I'm with you. I know it's tough.